Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Cooking for the Family. I'm Devon, and today I'm going to share with you how to make a recipe that is near and dear to my heart. It is one of my mom's recipes, and it is her very simple chicken and dumplings, and I cannot wait to share this wonderful recipe that I grew up with you. So first, in my pot I have 3 quarts of water, and I added those chicken thighs, and our chicken thighs were 4 bone-in chicken thighs that I rinsed and I took the skins off. Okay, and so we're going to put that in our pot of water to boil, and again that was 3 quarts of water that we have in our pot. Now next, what we're going to do is we have here 12 flour tortillas, and I guess probably today you would say this was like a chicken and dumpling hack, but growing up in the 70s and 80s like I did, this is just something that my mom did. This was one of her recipes that we loved so much, and she made it for all of us for so many years. So what you do is I cut my tortillas in half, and then that center part I cut it in 3s. The end part I cut that in half, and I'm going to repeat that until we have all of our tortillas all cut up. So again, I cut that end part in half, and then I cut the squares in 3, just like that. Now if you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returner, thank you for coming back. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and become one of my wonderful, awesome subscribers. Now next, once we have all of our tortillas are cut up, let's check on our chicken and see how it's coming along. So our 4 chicken thighs are boiling up nicely, and even though we've taken the skin off and we have cleaned them before we have put them in our pot, what happens sometimes when you are boiling meat, especially meat if you have a bone, you're going to end up getting like a foam that'll start on the top. And simply what you do is we just skim off of the top foam just like that, and we do this because we want to have a nice clear broth, as clear as possible when you are making a soup or a stew. And you start to get that foam, you just want to go on and skim off the top. And this is something growing up I've seen my mother do just so many times. She would always skim off any foam that was on the top that gathered. Now our chicken thighs have been boiling for a little bit more than a half an hour or so. And how you know when your chicken thighs are ready is that your meat will start to pull away from the bone. When the meat starts to pull away from the bone and it's been boiling for more than a half an hour, it should be just about done. It should be done. And then you can go on and remove your chicken thighs from your pot. Now when you put them over into my bowl, I have my bowl right there that I've put my chicken thighs in, you can go on and do a double check and make sure that the meat that's closest to the bone, that all that is nice and done. Okay? And now next, what we're going to do, as our pot is boiling, we're going to put in our cream of chicken soup. And this is condensed cream of chicken soup that we are using, and we're going to be using 2 cans of it. Now in addition to the 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, we're also going to put in 1 can of water as well from each can. Now when my mom made her chicken and dumplings, she before would use chicken wings. She would also use drumsticks. Before, during Christmas and Thanksgiving time, my mom would make it with turkey wings, so she would use turkey wings as well. And this is something that she always did, like for Thanksgiving. You know, everyone's kind of getting hungry and it's Thanksgiving time, but food's not all ready. My mom would make a big pot of the dumplings, and she would use the turkey wings, so it would be turkey and dumplings she would make. And that is something that, you know, in the morning time when we're all preparing and getting Thanksgiving dinner ready, that's something that you could just scoop up, put in a bowl, and eat until later on when dinner was totally ready for Thanksgiving. Okay, y'all, so once we have all of our condensed soup in our pot, then I like to use my spoon and move everything around and really dissolve, because you want those chunks to dissolve. So what I've done is I've moved over to a bigger spoon that has slots, and as I'm moving back and forth, I can check to see if all of the condensed soup that was in the pot has now dissolved. It's important that you want to have your fire on high at this time. Have a nice rolling boil. Okay, and now to this I'm adding 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon. When it starts to bubble up and foam up like this, turn your pot down to low, so that way you don't want it to boil over. So turn your pot down to low. So I like to add it on high, so that way that chicken bouillon can really dissolve well in my pot. and then I turn it down to low to make sure that it doesn't boil over when we add that bouillon to it. Okay, now the bouillon is actually optional. My mom never really added bouillon. Sometimes she would typically add a little bit of salt or pepper to taste, but I like to add a little bit of bouillon to mine, but that is optional. Now once your pot, now I have my pot on like a medium-high heat. It's a nice rolling boil. This is when you want to add in your chopped up, the tortillas, the flour tortillas that we chopped up. You want to go on and add them now to your nice hot pot, because as we're adding these flour tortillas, the temperature of our pot is going to start to go down. Okay, so it's important that you want to start off with that nice hot pot, nice boiling water before you start to add those flour tortillas. Now I add a little bit and then I just push them down. Be really gentle, and then I'm going to continue to do this until I have all the flour tortillas are in my pot. So I'm adding them in layers, and then after I get so far, then I push it down just like that. Be really gentle. The reason why you want to push it down like that is because you want to make sure that you're having some liquid. Some of that liquid from our pot, all of our nice, broth that we've created, is going between those layers of flour tortillas, because we do not want our flour tortillas to clump up in a ball and stick together. To keep that from happening, you want to have your fire going nice and hot, and then you want to use the back of the spoon like I'm doing. I'm not doing a hard stir. I'm being very gentle, just like that, and pushing it down. This is exactly what my mom did. I saw her do it so many times, and this is how she made her chicken and dumplings. Really simple. She would just kind of push everything down. Your pot is nice and high. It's boiling good. Then you put your top on, because we want to cook our flour tortillas and let them get nice and soft. Now our pot has been boiling for about 15 minutes. We go on and we check and see how our dumplings are coming along. We push everything down just like that, still being very, very gentle, because we don't want to break up our tortillas, but we want to make sure that they're separating really nicely, that they are also, as they are boiling, what's going to happen is that they're going to puff up. Okay, and so they're going to puff up just like traditional dumplings would do. We put our top back on our pot, let it cook some more, and now it's time for us to go on and taste and see how we are with our seasoning, if we want to add more bouillon, if we want to add salt, pepper. But this is packed with so much good rich chicken flavor, you don't need anything else. I have found that once it's at this point, it is done good. Yes, the broth is nice and creamy. It tastes great. So I'm going to put the top back on, because I'm going to shred our chicken, and then we're going to add that back to the pot. Well, I have shredded the chicken. Now it's time for us to do that last taste to make sure that our dumplings that we have in the pot, that they are nice and soft. And so we're going to go on and make sure they're nice and soft. They are cooked through and through, nice and soft. They've puffed up nicely. I have shredded the chicken thighs that we had cooked earlier in the pot. I'm going to add them back to our pot and just give our chicken a few minutes just to warm through, and then we are going to go on and serve us up a nice bowl of Mama's chicken and dumplings. And if you have enjoyed this video so far, show it some love and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, it is totally free. So I invite you to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click that notification bell so you don't miss any videos that I upload with some of my wonderful family recipes and just great things that I have cooked over the years. Well, this is our chicken and dumplings. I have served us up a nice bowl, and it is time for us to just warm our bones and give it a try and have some wonderful comfort food that is from my childhood. And here you go. This bite right here, y'all, this bite is for you. Okay, my turn. Let's see how we did. Oh my. This is so good. It is so rich and creamy. This recipe is so simple. I see why my mom made it so many times. Well, I hope y'all give this recipe a try. That is it for me today, y'all. And remember, it is always good when Devon is cooking for the family. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.